This is going to be a bit of a challenge. I've basically got to try and line everything up the top. That's not what I wanted. Just lost the screw. G'day campers, welcome back to 1010 Adventures. And in today's episode, I'm installing something that I've been wanting to install for about 8 months. Just before we went on our Flinders Ranges trip, I installed the Kaon cargo barrier, and it looks great bit of kit. I had some me issues when I was installing it, but I'm about to go through that again, because when I ordered that, I also ordered the side Molle panels, and they didn't arrive. Talking with the guys at Roof Racks Galore, formerly Roof Rack Super Centre, unfortunately, when they ordered them, Kaon sent the wrong parts. They actually sent, I think it was the Nissan Patrol or for some other vehicle, they sent the wrong Molle panels. Roof Racks Galore, the team there did an amazing job. They tried to get them for us before the trip. Unfortunately, they didn't arrive until pretty much the week after we got back. So I've had them sitting in the garage for a little while and haven't really done anything. So I figured today, let's put them in. I've wanted these for a while, so I don't know why I've been procrastinating. Anyway, let's get into it. We have our box containing our Molle panels. Now, I mentioned when I put the original video together that I wasn't sure if I was going to have to completely disassemble what I'd done with the cargo barrier to be able to put the Molle panels in. If I remember correctly from having had a look at the instructions for the cargo barrier, I probably am going to have to undo everything I did. But before we get to that, let's unbox this and let me see how much work I've got ahead of me. All right, so this is the panels. Fortunately, there are some additional instructions in here. That's going to be important because I'm an idiot and I actually need these. Get the usual Kaon paraphernalia, the all-important bumper sticker. First of the panels. These are really nicely made. Like, I don't think I touched on that enough in the original video, but the touch, the feel, the construction, these are really good pieces of kit. Like, they're really professionally made, laser etched. Yeah, the guys at Kaon really do know what they're doing. So that is going to be this side of the vehicle. Now, there is a lip around the back that's going to face towards the window edge, and they are cut in the same shape as the windows. So I'm just going to pop that down next to where that goes. There is some more for this that I need to unpack in a second. Let's get the other side out. Okay, got a box of screws. Now I'm wondering how much we're going to need of this. One of the thoughts I had when we put this in with the door handles or the grab handles is we're using the same screw, and it's a two-step screw, so it's actually got a thinner point and a thicker point, and we're actually putting a lot of material between where it would normally sit and where it sits now. So I'm actually wondering if we're going to be not using that at all, or not using the original screws anymore, but we'll find out when I read the instructions. Lastly, we've got two little brackets. These go down to the base of the unit. These are just going to sit like so, and then they sit in a little hole just inside the door. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna get a full trim removal tool and I'm gonna pull that out, and that's where that's gonna bolt in. So that's the gear, 2 of those. I'm gonna have a bit of a read of the instructions and I'll come back to you. These are pretty good. They're reasonably clear, reasonably easy to read. It does look like, yes, I'm going to have to completely remove the cargo barrier to install this. But I think I'm going to be able to do it one side at a time. So one of the things that I've got going for me this time, unlike the last time I did this, is I don't have the fridge drawer that I installed. I actually took that out and put the shelf, the standard topper back on the drawer. So my idea of being able to remove that fridge slide at will has worked out perfectly. So I'm not going to be as uncomfortable in the back of the car as I was last time. So look, this is going to be pretty much exactly the same process. Remove the clips and use a 10mm socket, which this time I found it. I found my thin 10mm socket, so I'm not going to be doing this with a wrench or any other stupid tool that I could find. I'm actually going to try and do this properly with the right tools. It's a bit of a first for this channel. Anyway, let's get into it. First things first, trim removal tools. You are going to want those. I think I forgot to mention that. Just a small tool, I think I used this one, the pointed one, last time. I'm going to shift it up again. I'm actually going to use this forked one. I don't need a lot of space, but these are nice and fine, like a sharp flat blade screwdriver, but they're not going to be as potentially damaging to the interior of the car. So I'm going to try using this one, see if this works a little bit better, and let's see if I can get these off. Getting things a little out of order here. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to mount these to the bottom of the panels. We need to grab our M10 bolts, take this panel, turn it upside down. Now the key here is to make sure that the edges, the folded edges, sit together like so. Now while there are washers in this kit, it doesn't actually tell me to use them in the instructions. So just going to do that finger tight for the moment. Let's tighten those up. No, that's nice and rigid. Let's do the other one. Alright, so that's the panels done. Now I think it's time to get into the car and start undoing some clips. So I think what I might do is start with the lower section and those round points I was pointing at earlier. Alright, so just like last time, it's going to be a little bit crowded, but let's see how we go. Let's grab my trim removal tool. Now, this point here, what I'm actually noticing is there is a very small opening at the bottom where I can just get my tool into. So let's just try and get you guys up nice and close to that. So you can see what I'm doing. Now, if this doesn't work, I will use a screwdriver, but I'm kind of hoping I don't need to. And you should be able to see in here, there's a little Phillips head bolt in there. Looks like it's a 10mm. So I can either use a Phillips head or make it much easier for myself and just use the 10mm bit. So again, just a screwdriver in, slight twist, out she pops. Now I could do this with a drill and make it a bit faster, but honestly for this, I actually don't know if I want the additional torque of a regular drill. Okay, so that's that part done. Now we're going back up to the roof section and undoing everything I'd done previously. This could get interesting. So this time, I just want to knock these caps off. Take my 10mm bit. Oh, I can tell you, this is much easier than I did it last time. He says as he drops his screwdriver. So I mentioned earlier, these are a 2-step screw. So you can see that the point of this is a little bit thinner than the bottom. Now, I don't know if this is going to affect us too much, but it does worry me a little bit that we're not going to get the full depth of this screw. Although, somebody let me know in the comments below. I have a funny feeling that this is actually it's not for securing it, it's actually more about ensuring that you don't go too far in and pop it out the other side. So it's more to control the depth of that this can go into, not just by length, but by putting a physical hard stop in there. Let me know in the comments below if I'm talking shit, but anyway, I don't know if we're going to be able to use these again. There are plenty of other screws in the kit. I'm not going to put these on this time. I'm actually going to leave it as the screws themselves. I just think that's going to be more secure. But let's see how we go. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. I've basically got to try and line everything up the top. That's not what I wanted. I've just lost the screw.
A few minutes later.
Let's see if I can do this without dropping everything everywhere. I'm going to put the long screw in the bottom here, just to try and get that in place. Now I'm not going to tighten that all the way up. Just putting that in there so I've got some support on the underneath. Just make it a little bit taut so that I've not got some room to now play around here. We'll tighten all these up completely in a minute. That should be good. All right, I'm going to pop that one in there like so. Okay, I'll put that screwdriver. There we go. I don't know about you, but I like this a lot. That really does look good. All right, now that we've done that one, time to do the other one. Let's do that quickly, shall we? Well, that's it. She's in. And that's it for the back of the car. The Kaon gear is in. For now, anyway. If there's anything specific from Kaon or any other manufacturer for that matter that you'd like me to have a look at, let me know in the comments below. I'm always keen to do more product reviews. Those videos perform really well for the channel, and it's just an excuse for me to go and buy stuff. On the subject of buying stuff, security and safety for your vehicles, I've done a video on it already, but if you are looking for a good GPS tracker to keep your caravan, camper trailer, jet ski, boat, whatever tracked, solid GPS, there's a link in the description below. Use code 1010, that's 10TEN, for a further 60 days free tracking. If you use the link in the description below, that'll just take you straight there. It'll pre-fill the discount code for you. Absolutely recommend it, and it does help the channel out. So solid GPS, there is a small kickback for me if you do purchase one of those. It's not something I ever thought I'd be saying or something I ever wanted to do, but if you guys do purchase one of those for yourselves, get a bit of a discount on your insurance and help the channel out. So solid GPS, really good bit of kit. Check it out. Otherwise, same can be said for Kaon. Bloody good kit. Let me know what you want me to look at next. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Ten adventures, we won't be tamed. Blade very start.